Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Turning
Tiny
Over
Opal
Garage.
Box.
Hit that like
Hit that like
and subscribe.
and the cry.
Thank you. What he said. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Today we're working on Aunt Rachel's car. It's a 2016 Mazda 6. Typical young driver. She's just too hard on it. The brakes are completely gone in the front. The calipers are actually trashed. Don't mind the noisy chickens and roosters. You might even hear the peacock too. But today we're going to be working on the front end. New calipers, new brakes, new rotors, the whole 9 yards. So tag along with us. The tools today that I'm going to be using, it's actually quite simple. You just need a jack. I do have a jack stand. It's in the back of my vehicle. You need a 14mm socket, 17mm socket. I'm using 1/2 inch drive. Depending how bad the heat was, I don't know how stiff everything's going to be. I got some antisieze here as well. My breaker bar, 19mm socket for the lug nuts. I got some seafoam deep creep just to help break any tight bolts. I also have a ratcheting 1/2 inch drive, extended ratchet. New brakes, rotors are here. Calipers are not in view. As I said, she completely toasted the brakes, so everything needs to be replaced. But if you don't know how to do it, or if you don't know what tools you need and you have to do it here shortly, this should be good for 2013 to today, 2021. So let's get to it. Okay, scratch the 19mm socket for the lug nuts. It's actually 21mm on this one. And I'll show you here in a second, but those rotors are cut. Oh my gosh, the back is wicked. Yeah, it's grooved pretty good, huh? Here, feel that. It's not hot, so you ain't gonna get burnt. That's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Some women and their driving. Not all women, but some women. We're gonna go ahead and just break these lug nuts loose.
Bye.
I gotta pull the tire off. That's already broke loose now. I'm gonna go ahead, get some blocks, block the wheels. I don't like emergency brakes. We just might do it on this one since this car is newer. And we'll get ready and get a jack point set up and get the car jacked up. So I got my jack set up underneath the suspension right here. I'm just going to go ahead and get the car jacked up, take the wheel off, and then you guys can see at least the front of the rotor. I mean, it looks okay on the front, but the back is just really grooved. So with that being said, I'll get you guys set up, finish jacking this up, and we'll pull the tire. She's got a nice chunk taken out of her tire. A little love tap. As you can see, there's a little bit of scoring here on the front of this rotor, but the back is, I don't think you can machine them. Turn them, I suppose. So with that being said, we're going to 14mm for the 2 caliper bolts, and 17 should be for the rear. Let's double check that. 17, 14. Let's go ahead, we'll pull the caliper first. I'm going to take a moment, I'm going to get something so I can hang the caliper for now. I also have brake fluid I'll show you the process of bleeding the brakes. That's simple, so we'll be back. Okay, so as I previously stated, we're going to pull the 14mm off. Since I'm replacing the caliper, it seems to be a 12, so I'll have to grab a 12mm. I did not bring one, and I'm not close enough to home to want to waste my time and fuel to grab it. So hopefully my father-in-law has one. Well, it's an impact socket, but who actually uses tools correctly? The brake line hose that connects to the caliper on this banjo bolt, it is 12mm. Yeah, I could have waited till the end and took it off last so we didn't waste so much fluid, but we're not going to do that. It's okay. The owner of the car, she's going to be helping bleed, so she'll at least take part. And at this point, all I have to do is just pry on the caliper and pop it up. These two bolts were loose already. I loosened them. Trying to keep this video going a little faster. We'll pull it towards us, compress that caliper, and piston, or the entire caliper is off. Other than this boot being ruined and a little rust in here that could easily just be brushed, I don't see nothing wrong with this caliper. They did take it to a shop and they said all of them need replaced. I guess that one's broke too. But you can just buy a seal and redo it. Okay, so the new one caliper came with a bracket, obviously. Everything was disassembled. I just put some lithium grease because I forgot to bring brake grease as well. It'll work about the same. Both of them are done that way. I'm going to go ahead and get it installed, get the brake pads put on and the hardware onto the bracket itself, and we'll get the caliper itself bolted on too. Alright, these are supposed to be torqued down to 100 foot-pounds. I didn't bring my torque wrench with me, so I'll just use my 1/2-inch drive ratcheting breaker bar and get them as tight as I can. The car goes in for inspection Friday, so I'll just make note with whoever inspects it, the new front end parts, and to double check and make sure these are torqued down. That would only take him a couple minutes, and the wheel will be off anyways. So, as for torque wise, the bracket itself is 100 pound, and then to the caliper is 36 pounds. I didn't realize I wasn't recording, but I got all the clips in for the brake. I got the brake pads, I even greased it. The caliper's now on. I added just a little bit of grease onto the bolt for the caliper bracket into the caliper. I'm going to go ahead, put the banjo bolt in, plus the two crush washers, copper washers, whatever, and then the caliper, and we'll get ready and bleed the brakes, or at least for this side. So something happened. I lost the entire bleeding process. It's quick, it's simple. We done it five times per side. I also didn't record doing the driver's side. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. But for when we bled them, I let it gravity bleed a little bit. That gave me time to get some tools cleaned up. Just make it a little bit quicker. For the passenger side, we ended up bleeding it 5 times. I opened a bleeder screw 5 times. The 5th time, well, from 3 to 5 it was perfect. But just to be safe, we went the extra mile, just to ensure that they were bled good enough. And the driver's side, it didn't take long at all for it just to be pouring brake fluid out. And we bled it 3 times, and even the first time there was no air. So it was a win for us. We took it for a test drive too. I don't have footage of it. Everything's good. It's ready for inspection. All right, now the driver's side's reassembled. I'm going to get ready, start bleeding the brakes. Right now I just have a gravity bleeding, just to make us go a little bit quicker. So we'll get this bled and this project will be done. Well, brakes are done. That side's completely bled. Everything's back together, tightened down. Got the engine bay cleaned up a little bit. That's where we're going to end it for this video. Here's a little update with the PT Cruiser. Again, still having an idle problem. At some point, I'm probably going to pull the motor again, just to do the timing outside the car again. Just double checking that, because it's kind of hard for me while it's in the car. And I have a baby on the way. This will be uploaded the same day. I have a baby due within the next week, so a lot of my time has been away from the car, preparing for that. So thank you for watching. This is a 2016 Mazda 6 front brake and caliper replacement.